Hello, this week we are doing number bonds and I needed to explain it to you a little better so that you would understand what it is we are going to do. So when I say number bonds, I'm also referring to number pairs. And number bonds and number pairs are simply the numbers or the combination of numbers that make a particular number. So this week I am doing 5. We can do any number, but we are starting with 5. Right, so let me get started. When I say 5, now I'm going to use hearts as counters, right? So let's say I have some shapes, I have some hearts. And since we are doing 5, I am going to have 5 hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my number is 5. Looking at the number 5, I need to separate those counters into 2 groups. And when I do that, I'm going to take a record of the amount in each group. So I can have, let me see, I can have 2 groups here. Let me put this arrow. One group will be on this side, the other group will, one group will be on this side and the other group will be on this side, right? So the first combination I can try, if I put one heart here, I can put the rest on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember the total is 5, right? So on this side, I have 1. And on the other side, I have 4. Do you know what that means? It means the first group or combination of numbers that I can get from the number 5 or the story of 5, we can have 1 and 4 or 1 plus 4. Okay, let me do another one. Right. So I can have 1 on this side, I can have 4 on the other side. I can have 1, 2 on this side. But remember, the total is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can have 2 and 3. So when you separate those 5 counters into groups, your child will realize that we can make smaller groups out of the number that we have there. So in making the smaller groups, we just need to record or look at those numbers that make up that group, right? Another one can be, I can have, as a matter of fact, let me show you. In this case here, we already have 1 and 4. So we don't need to go over. We can actually switch around the sides, right? So this 1 and 4 can also be 4 and 1. Now, even though you realize that it's the same thing that switch around, doing it with your child this way, eventually your child will realize, well, it doesn't make any sense just to switch around the numbers, right? Likewise, this one here, 2 and 3, switch it around, you will get, when you switch it around, you can get 3 and 2, right? Final one is we can have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on one side and 0 or no more on the other side. Okay, so that will be, let me put it on the top here since I have no space on my screen. That will be 5. I can have 5 on one side and I can have 0 on the other side. Likewise, I can switch it around and have 0 on one side and 5 on the other side. Now, when you use counters and your child can visibly see or visibly recognize that the groups can be switched around, eventually it will be very easy for your child to remember, especially when you are doing addition without words and actually addition with symbols, right? So eventually your child will realize that 3 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 3. Okay, so this is what we call number bonds. So for this week, remember, you have five things, and have your child make 2 groups out of that 5. And you can record, if you wish, you can record the number in each group so your child can see as well. And eventually that will be something that will be easy for them to understand later on. All right, so a lot of practice with counters, with things, with objects and so on, a lot of it, and eventually your child will understand, well, if I need to get 5 and I only have 1, I need 4 more. Or if I have 2 and 3, I really have 5. So a lot of this, as I said, this week. And if you have any questions, you can let me know. You can message me via the WhatsApp group. All right, so thank you.